So my question to you, Fred, is if you feel that Allmark was a little off balance last night and maybe didn't play great, did the Bruins do the right thing by starting him instead of Jeremy Swayman?
I don't know if it was the right thing. It wasn't, how to put it, it wasn't a grievous error. Like, I don't think Montgomery should be killed for doing that. In fact, it probably was the right decision, in my opinion, just because now if you play Swayman in game 3 and Swayman plays very well again, I think now you have like a litmus, right? Like now you can go like, all right, well, I don't know. I don't.
Well, it's going
just
to be
don't,
Swayman in game 3.
No. If he plays really well in game 3,
Yeah.
So the thing is that just Montgomery's opened himself up to such a easy second guessing. Like it's just going to be so easy to second guess everything he does now because it's just obvious. It's just an obvious plot line that even like morons like us can sit and point at. I don't have a problem. I didn't have a problem when I heard Allmark was in the game. I didn't. I don't have a problem today that he played in that game. It's just going to be more iffy. Allmark wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. Swayman was very, very good. If Swayman plays very, very good again, now here we are. Like last night wasn't the problem, right? like game 4 would be the problem.
Let's take it a step further. What if Swayman isn't good in game 3? Then Montgomery gets raked over the coals for taking out a hot goaltender and cooling him off.
No.
You don't think so?
No. And look, I'm not going to fault.
Yes, he will get raked over the coals.
Well, yeah, of course he will by somebody, but that is even a less of a mistake, and I don't think it's a mistake. The mistake was made going all the way back with keeping both of these guys, but I kept being told this the way they're going to do it. This is the identity of the team.
They didn't try. They tried to get rid of Allmark.
Yeah,
I mean, they wanted to get rid of Allmark.
They had a trade done, and Allmark said no.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Bruins were not trying to move him. I mean, they were. So this thing that this is a part of their strength might be true, but it wasn't how they intended to go into the playoffs. They wanted to turn Allmark into assets to help them. I don't envy Montgomery. He just put himself in a very difficult. Well, he didn't put himself, but the team put him in a very difficult situation because it's just going to be second guessed unless they go to the Stanley Cup Finals, and even then it will be second guessed. Unless they win the cup, it's going to be second guessed, and they're probably not going to win the cup. So it's going to be 2 playoff in a row that Montgomery's questioned. So they can't. It's just unfortunate for him.
They need to get out of the first round this year, though.
Oh God!
I mean, if they wind up losing to Toronto,
and
they absolutely need to get out of the first round, or Montgomery's job security enters into question.
But a lot of this, fairly or unfairly, is going to go back to this goalie situation, and this is the bed that they've made for themselves, and whether they try to get out of bed or not, Fred, this is what has been set up and what has been in place for quite a while now, and anyone who is second guessing it yesterday, saying you got to go with Swayman again. I'm like, whoa. This is your team. This is what they said they were going to do when they said they were going to do it. You know, if you're going to ride or die with the Bruins, this is what they've been saying. This is what you were told, and this is what they're doing. Now, presumably, it's going to be Swayman tomorrow night, and we'll see what happens then. And I think after 3 or 4 games, all bets are off with the rotation. And if it's Swayman is good again, and he shuts him out and he looks great, fine. Give him the start again in game 4 and end up with your rotation.
Okay, but if he plays well in game 3 and then plays poorly in game 4 and then you play Allmark, I mean, there's really no getting out of it. It's just,
unless they win.
I've been saying this, and it's an obvious point, but we talked about it with Montgomery again at the beginning of the season. Like I asked him, I'm like, you can't like this. Like this is putting you in an unfair situation. Like if you lose, there's no explanation. Like there's no way out of it. Like something you did, no matter what you do, is wrong. It's just unfortunate for him. They're not going to fire him if they lose in the first round, but I mean, he's on notice, which I don't know if he would be. I mean, look at Julian, like the horrible playoff losses they had before they won that cup. I mean, just awful. The Philadelphia loss, the Carolina loss, like those like awful series.
Yeah.
Like you have like an opportunity. I think Montgomery's a really good coach. It's just this sucks for him, and it sucks as a fan. I'm not a huge fan. And look, Hallmark was outplayed last night, but he only let in 3 goals. It's not like and he made a couple of.
They just played a lot worse in front of him than
Yes.
Swayman had. I mean, Toronto carried play from the majority of the game last night.
And what the Bruins have to do is they have to be heavy. They're the heavier team in this series. Keep puck possession, forecheck, wear this team down. And they didn't do any of that last night. So they did not play well last night. All right, we do really have to break